Thanks, Gilly. A fairly dramatic day at the Gabba for day 2 of the Ashes. Brett Lee, Mark Waugh alongside me. Fair to say it was Australia's day again. England, there were a couple of glimmers of hope, but in the end, all Australia. How do you sum it up?
Well, a great day's cricket, actually. I thought England bowled particularly well the first 3 hours of the day. They didn't have much luck. They went past the bat a lot. David Warner had his fair share of luck. And then the game was really taken away from England, I think, with Travis Head's 100 off 85 balls. When he came in, Australia were 3 for 180-odd, then they were 5 for 195. So at that stage, just 50 ahead. And England would have been hoping, oh, we might bowl Australia out for a lead of 100, but it didn't happen.
There was a real opportunity there. Ollie Robinson, Mark Wood out in the middle, and Joe Root was wondering how he was going to manage things, especially if Head was able to form a partnership with Carey.
It just goes to show someone like Travis Head can play that catch-up cricket and score a magnificent ton.
I just like his attitude. It was so fearless. You know, he wasn't concerned about, talk about his spot. He just came out there, backed himself. At domestic level, he can score very quickly. He made 230 in a Marsh Cup game not that long ago off only just over 100 balls. So he's got the shots, but to do it on the big stage against England, you know, you've got to have confidence in your own game, and he showed that he's a quality player.
It wasn't all easy for him, though. There was a bit of nibble early on, but then he took a couple of blows, Brett.
Yeah, he did. A nasty one. Look at this one here. That's the first one off the back of the elbow, around the ulnar, I think it is. That will, you know, and you can hear he didn't like that. That's got to hurt because there's no padding there whatsoever. So that, you know, you can lose all feeling in your arm and your wrist. And this one here, the trajectory of a frozen rod, it's off his glove straight into his Travis.
That's one of the worst beams I've seen. Obviously, Mark Wood didn't mean it. We know that. That was reminiscent of you, Binger, bowling to Warney in a charity game. But that could have been very, very nasty. He actually got out of that really well, Travis. It sort of cushioned the blow on his glove and then just flicked him up under the chin. Oof,
I thought it got him flush. I honestly thought it got him flush, and I thought that's trouble. But luckily,
it's done well not to break his hand.
Break
or his chin.
Yeah. Incredible. Well, the fact that he was probably seeing it so well, he managed to get out of the way.
Tough Travis.
Yeah, absolutely. A fine knock from him, and he will continue tomorrow. No doubt looking to pile on the pain of England. It was tough going for the bowlers, hard toil for all of them. But to add to their woes, obviously we saw in the field there were a lot of drop catches, some injury concerns as well. Ollie Robinson and Ben Stokes chasing after this ball, picking up a niggle with his knee, didn't bowl in the afternoon session, came back on in the evening, and you could see that he was seething, really grimacing through the pain. And then Ollie Robinson as well, with a potential hamstring. How much of a concern is that?
I'll tell you what, if you thought yesterday was a bad day for England, today was worse. You know, those injuries potentially could put Robinson out for the rest of the game, depending how serious it is. Ben Stokes, of course, just coming back from a long layoff. The knee injury, I'm not sure if he's had knee troubles before, but you don't want to see that on the second day of your tour. You know, they've only got so many troops in the shed, and they'd be ruining the fact that Anderson and Broad are in the sheds fit as fiddles.
I hope Robinson's is just a cramp. I'm not sure whether it's a muscle tear. Yeah, it's quite humid. The preparation's been pretty poor. They haven't played a lot of, you know, longer ball, longer form of cricket. So I think that hopefully it's a cramp for him. Get in, get a real good night's rest, and, you know, heaps of bananas, I guess. No more cramps.
That potassium.
Good massage, I reckon.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And a few ice baths as well. They'll be ready to come out again. 3 wickets to get for England, but Australia 194 ahead. Travis Head was outstanding, but David Warner back in the runs at the Gabba in Ashes cricket, an average of 9 on the last Ashes tour. He did ride his luck a little bit, but he's stuck in there. And he'll be disappointed not to get to the century. We just heard from him. He's trying. And in between the moments of luck, he was able to put the ball away to the boundary.
Well, you needed luck today, though, because that pitch still had plenty in it. Against some good quality bowling, the ball went past the outside edge a lot, and he rode his luck. Yes, he had the luck, but you still got to cash in. Obviously, the no ball was a huge moment, and he feasted on Jack Leach. Poor old Jack Leach went for 100 off 10 overs today. That's a real blow for his start of his tour. But Davey Warner is a confident player, and you can just tell the way he was interviewed after the game there. He's got his swagger back. And on home soil, he makes a lot of runs.
You were back in the ball, weren't you?
I was. I actually backed the Bull before the T20 World Cup, and a lot of people laughed at me, but I just saw something in David Warner. He trains very hard, he's very hungry, and when someone's down, they don't lose form overnight. You know, they might lose the confidence, but his confidence is back. He's back playing the proper cricket shots, and I'm disappointed for him he didn't get the 100.
Even more so, England ruining the fact that they didn't play Stuart Broad.
Or James Anderson, or the fact that they batted first. Anyway, that's old news. What they've got to do now is just try and take something out of this Test match. I think the game will be over tomorrow. I really do. I think this pitch has still got plenty in it.
Don't say that, June.
You get good fast bowls on this pitch with a hard ball, and there's still plenty in this pitch, I reckon, Brett.
Absolutely, and also we saw a couple of balls with that inconsistent bounce too. So I know that doesn't make you happy, Ish, but you know, Junior's spot on. If they can get the ball tomorrow, and whether they declare overnight or they go out there for, you know, a good 20, 30 minutes, get a bit more of a score on, that's obviously when you get in. The quicks will be fresh, and then the three big Australian quicks can take some wickets.
As much as Australia capitalised, England didn't help themselves in the field.
And this one just fell short of Hamid, so we can't count that one. It was a misfield. So, you know, they got sloppy. It was hot out there. They've been underprepared and underdone.
I think the way that I look at it too, that there was some really sloppy play by a lot of their fieldsmen, and I mean, Ben Stokes didn't help the bowling fraternity by stepping over the line, but there were some good signs from England, which is great for the series. You know, I thought Mark Wood was outstanding, and you know, in different parts, Ollie Robertson, you know, bowled very well. So it's not all doom and gloom for England. I think they've got the right players that can definitely go on to win a game.
Well, the best of the batting conditions is tomorrow, you were saying, Junior. Day 3 at the Gabba. What's going to be the plan for Australia? When will they look to declare?
I think they'll attack in the morning, and they'll look to make probably as many runs as they can now, assuming the weather forecast is pretty good the last 3 days. If there's rain around, they might, you know, even declare a bit earlier if they don't get bowled out. But they'll get as many as they can, as quick as they can, and then just, you know, rip in with that hard ball. It'll be tough work. You say it's good batting conditions tomorrow, but this pitch has still got plenty in it.
You think it's going to be over tomorrow? I'm backing England to try and show a bit of character.
Of course you would.
Brett, what are you expecting tomorrow?
Well, I know one person that will be not sleeping too well tonight is Burns. You know, he'll be concerned about that first ball, but I hope for his sake get some runs. The other thing, and I'll back up Junior here as well, is that the Australians, you know, they can smell blood. When the Aussies can smell blood, it's about going out there to bowl that proper line length and with that venom. Other than Wood, the Australian bowlers are 10 k's quicker than the other bowlers, which is the reason why the ball is carrying through and there's a few more demons in the wicket. If you're 130 k's, you know, it's a bit more subtle. Just
on Wood, how good was it to see him bowl today, apart from that being...
Brilliant. I mean, that's the spell that you want, but unfortunately, the other guys collectively couldn't back it up. The fieldsmen couldn't actually back up how good Wood was. You know, 150 k's consistently. I mean, what else do you want from a fast bowler? Class bowling. He seems like a great guy. I didn't see his imaginary horse out there on the field today, which was good, but yeah, just all class, ticked every single box today. Brilliant.
Couple of tough days for Joe Root and his men. How's he going to be going to bed? What's he going to be thinking about tomorrow? And psychologically as well, it's the first test of an Ashes. How is he going to be trying to G up his players? Well,
I mean, it's up to the individual. You know, it's hard to do it for someone else. Each individual's got to back themselves. From the batting side of it, you know, these batsmen need runs in this second innings. They need a hard-fought innings. Look, the game's not over. Let's not say that, but I think it's too far back for England. But individually, these batsmen need to get some confidence out of this second innings and make some runs.
Junior, Brett, thank you very much for your time. A tough day in the heat for England, Australia. They'll be looking to dominate again tomorrow. It's day 3 at the Gabba. Make sure you join us for the first ball. We'll be bringing you the coverage at 10 o'clock Eastern. But the cricket doesn't stop here on Fox. We've got some big bash action for you. The Strikers against the Renegades with Megan Barnard.